What's up, Dope Fam? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. This video will just be a Bitcoin market analysis as well as just a recap of what's happened in the past 24 hours. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First of all, if you guys haven't already, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It definitely helps a lot. And follow my pages on X as well as CoinMarketCap. My handle is at DopeOxide. And just a note there is, I actually make unique content on all my social channels. So for X pages, expect content specifically around the base ecosystem. And my CoinMarketCap page is more just general stuff of different coins that are popping off. So definitely follow those channels for unique information around those. And let's get right into it. For what's happened the past 24 hours for Bitcoin, not much really. We're just dropping sideways right now, and I still expect that is the case until true direction is shown till probably sometime next week or the week after. Reason being is we just had a massive liquidation event yesterday, and we need the markets to cool off, and then true direction will be made. When it comes to liquidations, like we had $500 million yesterday and $250 million today. So I still expect a lot of shenanigans happening with the market makers and for realizations of the true direction. When it comes to open interest, I still expect the $22 billion open interest levels to get retested. The reason why $22 billion is so significant, our last accumulation range where we had a local top, we tested the $22 billion open interest level. And when we actually broke out of the accumulation range that we lasted in 6 months in, we actually retested it as support at the 67k level. So to me, the $22 billion range is sort of like a magnet for Bitcoin right now. And I expect more chop to happen, maybe another local low where we actually dive down to the $22 billion range, and then Bitcoin can have some relief and go to the upside. My base case is still Bitcoin will hold our previous lows, and we will not break down to the 76k area. My personal opinion is if we do, the bear market is probably kicked in, and the reason why I think that is the case, if we were to break down to the 76k level, that would mean our weekly RSI is like confirmed in a bear market state. And as you can see here, like I'll quickly draw it up for you guys. Our major RSI support for this whole duration of this bull market has been the 42, 43 RSI level. This is very significant, as if we break down below, that means something that hasn't happened before during this bull cycle has now happened, and we can expect momentum to keep rolling over, and then the price will go down to the downside. So ideally what happens here, Bitcoin breaks out of this RSI level and also breaks out the higher time frame downtrend. So as you can see, we've been on this major downtrend for about 77 days now, and our inflection point is at most 21 days from now. I expect our inflection point to actually happen within 7 to 14 days, and that will actually give us the true direction of Bitcoin, and I suspect it will be to the upside due to what I will show you guys later in the video. But my base case is definitely chop sideways for a bit, liquidate more people, and have the open interest drop down to the $22 billion levels, and then we can make our way to the upside. Next up is for the liquidation heat map. We can see that there really hasn't been much going on the shorter time frame. So on the 24-hour level, there isn't much happening, but I do suspect when it comes to weekend volatility and volume dropping off, there is quite a bit of liquidations at the 81k level. So I wouldn't be surprised a scam wick down to the 81k level is in play for the weekend, and then true direction will be made during the business hours of next week. Liquidations, yeah, we hit $256 million. It just showed there's a lot of traders getting washed up during these hours, and I expect the liquidations to slowly drop off until next week when true direction is made. Before continuing on this video, I'm just going to play a sponsor that helps the channel. If you guys are looking for the fastest trading bot on Base Chain, EVM chains, as well as Solana support soon, click on the link in the description below. I'll be giving away $1,000 per month to those users that trade and fund their wallets on the Sigma trading bot. It also supports the channel, so it'll be really appreciated if you guys have a look at what the product is, because personally I've been using it because it replaces my DEX needs, and I've actually been using it since March 2024. And the main reasons why I've been using it is, first of all, it's got full mobile and desktop support, so it's on Telegram, it's a bot on Telegram, and because it's on Telegram, it's so much more convenient to make my trades when I'm out and about, as well as multiple features I've been using to make 10 to 100x multiples on new coin deployments. So one of the main features is the auto sniping tool. So what this does is, since Sigma Trading Bot is the fastest bot on Base as well as other EVM chains, you're able to snipe new token deployments and be one of the first buyers to new token launches. I've also been using the copy trading tool, which allows me to copy trade profitable wallets and pretty much just copy exactly what they've been doing. But why you guys should be trusting it? Personally, I've been using it since 2024, like March of 2024, and it's got over $3 billion in total volume with integrations and partnerships with other top protocols like Virtuals, which is the #1 AI protocol on base chain. And like since it's been around for so long and it's got so much volume, it's got a pretty good track record. It's never been hacked, and I've been using it on and off since the deployment, and I've been quite happy with the product. It's developed and evolved a lot over time. And the partnership, in my opinion, was sort of a no-brainer because I personally use it for my own trading needs. And with me partnering with them, I'm actually able to give out $250 to 5 winners every month. So it's sort of a no-brainer to use my link in the description and just to give it a go and give it a try, because I've been using it. I've been quite happy with the tool, and they're actually going to be releasing a new web app that sort of supplements the Telegram app. So obviously, depending on your preference, if you like a web app or a Telegram app, you can give it a go when that releases. And thank you for supporting the channel. We'll go to the next segment in the video. All right, cool. So next up is a tweet from Decojar. He just says, "I'm ready for the recovery now." This is replying his previous tweet. So my gut feeling is a sharp move lower on the indices and a bottom mid-week. Max fear, then recovery begins. This is like, it's sort of playing out right now. We just had a new low for the S&P 500. Let's see if we actually make a bounce here and then bounce up until next week and break out of this downtrend. Ideally, that's the case because as you can see, we've actually had strong Bitcoin relative strength. S&P 500 has made a new low. Like we crashed a massive 5%. I think that ended up being like $2.8 trillion today, which is massive. And with this relative strength from Bitcoin, I still expect Bitcoin to break out because the stock market is super bottoms. The stock market is actually making a bullish divergence, which is really good to see and just shows there's probably some bottoming formation playing out here. But main reason why I actually find this bullish is stock market has made a new low, but the Bitcoin chart has not made a new low. Like to be honest, I think we're 7% off the lows. Yeah, 7% off. So Bitcoin has to make a 7% drawdown to actually make new lows, whereas the stock market is already in new lows and is looking like it's about to bottom here around this level for April. So to me, that's quite bullish because it just shows that once the stock market is green and momentum gets flipped to the upside and bulls start taking control, Bitcoin can have a decent relief rally from here. And there is a lot of confluence with this RSI level as well as the downtrend. Our next tweet from Superbro. So from Superbro, he just talks about the Bitcoin daily chart where are bears hibernating or are they dead? The lower bounds of this pattern are getting further away and less likely, increasing the odds this is just a partial decline of the descending broadening wedge. Example, a higher low before a breakout runs it back towards the all-time high. So what he basically means is we retested we pretty much broke out of this wedge yesterday when we had that massive manipulation wick, and we actually haven't made new lows. So obviously, ideally, we would like to hold the higher low, not make new lows. And as long as this happens, we're going to eventually squeeze out this broadening wedge. And the target for this broadening wedge, I believe, is about the 105k area, which is where the broadening wedge actually started. Another tweet from Decojar, he's just showing this the fear and greed index. It's in extreme fear territory with single digits, which are super rare. I believe the last time we're actually in single digit territory was COVID, which was about 4 years ago, which is quite massive in my opinion because it just shows how close we are to a bottom for the stock market. And there is quite a bit of divergence actually because as you can see, we've got a fear and greed for 8 on the stock market, but the crypto fear and greed is actually 28. So there's quite a bit of divergence, which just shows, in my opinion, it's looking like the stock market is actually losing strength to the crypto market. And obviously that's quite bullish for us because we have our holdings in the crypto space. And it just shows to me once the stock market flips like semi-bullish, crypto will actually have a massive relief bounce, which goes back to my confluence of interests where if we break out and stock market breaks out and also crypto breaks out, we can have a massive relief rally, especially because we're in a massive broadening wedge right now, as you can see, which has a target of 105k. Another tweet from DecoJar that just backs my statement on relative outperformance. So as you can see, like massive puke on stocks, down 5% in a single session, but Bitcoin is still above 80K. Are we decoupling? Because if we are, we can actually see a massive relief bounce. And it also has some nice confluence with the gold chart as well, because gold actually dumped as well today. It's usually the case where if gold local tops from here, there will be some rotation into Bitcoin, which could be massive for the Bitcoin market as well as the general alt market. Next up from Income Sharks, Bitcoin's still holding structure, still has a chance to break this month too. So as you can see here, he's pretty much a very similar chart to me where we're in a major higher time frame downtrend. We're currently squeezing out of this uptrend as well. So when it comes to an inflection point and true direction, we're going to know in about 2 weeks or so, and time is definitely ticking. We can calculate our probabilities just based on the fact that the sentiment is in the gutter right now. And we have a lot of inflection points and confluences that's with gold topping, with the sentiment of stock market being really bad, same with crypto, and that we're seeing the weekly RSI still holding. We're probably more than likely going to break out of it here. And nonetheless, it's time to pay really close attention to the charts, because within 2 weeks, we're going to see where we're going and what the market's going to be looking like in the next 6 months or so. Next one up by Credible Crypto. So local supply is held and the chop continues as expected. So Credible Crypto does expect the chop to continue, and he still expects no new lows is to be made. That's his like base case. His second scenario is actually making new lows and bouncing from there. But to be honest, like from what I've shown you guys, if we do make new lows, the markets is not looking good, purely based on the fact that the weekly RSI has never traded below the 42 RSI level. And if we do trade below that level, it's looking like we're probably just going to enter a bear market, and you guys probably will have to close your positions, as it's just a line in the sand for me, because like as you can see, like back in 2022, as soon as we got above it, we have stayed above this level since and traded it as support. So ideally, what does end up happening is in the next 2 weeks, we squeeze up to the upside and see that broadening wedge play out with a target of 105K, and then we can go from there where Bitcoin goes. The last tweet of today from DecoJar is just showing you and reminding you guys the Bitcoin seasonality. The reason why I'm so bullish for this month of April, Bitcoin seasonality statistics is on our side, where we can expect April to have a 35% gain, and it is the second most bullish month of the year. So just based on the fact that the stock market is probably going to bounce from here, it's printing a daily bullish divergence. Fear and greed is in the gutter, and we can expect bounces from there. And the Bitcoin chart is looking like it's close to bottoming, as we're still holding lows, and the weekly chart is getting ready to break out. So it's looking like it's going to be a green month, and we're probably going to expect that true direction to print in the next 1 to 2 weeks or so. But that's all to the video, guys. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys want me to cover any topics or coins. So thank you for watching the video. Peace.